So someone asked, how can someone who has no eyes see flashes of light or phosphenes? And really, the question is, how can someone with no eyes see anything? And if you remember the anatomy of the visual pathway, we have light that hits our eye, the retina, the optic nerve, the chiasm, the ocular tract, the geniculate body, the radiation sent to the cortex. And what that means is, even if you remove the eyeballs completely, you still have the receiving point and the transmission point for visual information. And that means even if you have no eyes, the occipital cortex might generate a signal. And that signal that is being generated is, of course, is a hallucination because you're not really seeing anything because you don't have any eyes. So a visual hallucination, and that visual hallucination can be a formed visual hallucination or an unformed visual hallucination. So a formed visual hallucination would be something like, I see a person. So literally someone with no eyes can see a visual hallucination because they're blind, and often it's formed, and that thing is called the Charles Bonnet syndrome. So in the Charles Bonnet syndrome, you have usually formed visual hallucinations even though you have no vision, or you have dramatically decreased vision. And then there's this other form, which is unformed visual hallucinations, which can be geometric figures or flashing lights, and that presumably is the same problem, a visual release hallucination from the occipital cortex. And so even if you have no eyes and no retina to stimulate, you can still have formed and unformed visual hallucinations that arise from release phenomenon from the occipital cortex, and we call that the Charles Bonnet phenomenon.